two of the ingredients we'll need are butter and shortening. You'll remember from previous labs that on the butter package it marks the measurements on the side, so you just need to look for the number of tablespoons that you need and go from there. The shortening that we'll use for this lab also comes in sticks, and it's also labeled on the side, so you're just going to take a look at the amount you need, cut what you need, and take it back to your station. Alright, we're going to start mixing together the ingredients for our pie crust. Now, in your stand mixer bowl, you're going to put your 2½ cups of flour. We want to use the stand mixer bowl first of all because it has the handle, and we're going to be doing some vigorous mixing. Also, because the sides are higher, it'll cause less mess. So we got our 2½ cups of flour. We're going to add in our ½ teaspoon of salt, and then just give that a quick little mix in there so that you don't have all your salt in one place. Okay, and now we're going to start mixing in our fats. Alright, the next ingredients we need to add are our butter and our shortening. Remember, both of these are going to be very cold. We've got our shortening already cut up into little bits. We're just going to scoop that on into there. And the two things we're going to need will be our pastry blender and the knife. We're just going to take the pastry blender and just go straight down, working that shortening into the flour. As you can see, it starts chopping it into little bits. Every once in a while, we'll just scrape that off with a knife. Just a quick little motion. Just going to start chopping that shortening up in there. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to add in our butter, which again is also cold and cut into small pieces. And again with the same motion. Now the butter is going to be harder than the shortening just because when it chills, it becomes harder than the shortening. Alright, and you're going to need to scrape off your pastry blender more often. Right, you're going to keep doing this motion until you've got all the butter broken up into really small pieces. Alright, I finished cutting in the fats. When we're all finished, we should have little small clumps of different fats coated in flour all the way throughout. Okay. The next step is to add in a little bit of ice water at a time. Alright, so you're going to take your cup of water with ice in it, ice water. We're just going to put in about 2 tablespoons. Try to avoid the ice. Alright, we're just going to use a regular fork and scoot that water around in. Okay. We want to do this quickly. We don't want to spend a lot of time because we don't want the butter and the shortening to start warming up. Remember, it's very important to keep everything very cold. Alright, we put in 2, now we're going to put in 2 more. Give it another spin with the fork. And we're going to keep adding just a tablespoon or 2 at a time until the dough starts to come together. And then we're going to form it into a ball. Alright, if we take a look at this, we see we have very little powder left and it's coming together in big clumps. So at this point, we're going to take our fork out and we're going to use our fingers in the meatloaf maneuver again. Alright, so you're just going to start squeezing it together. Alright, you can see how the dough's starting to hold together. We're going to see how much of that we can get to hold. Alright, so for the most part it's coming together, but we still got some little powder down there, so I want to put a little bit more water in it and try again. Alrighty, so I've added a little bit more water, and I've squeezed it a bit more, and now it's all coming together in a ball. Remember, this is something I want to do kind of quickly, because we want to keep the ingredients cold. Alright, now, your dough should not be gooey or sticky really at all. It just should be mushy enough that it will hold together when you put it in a ball. Okay, now we're going to get ready to chill it. Now that we have the dough mixed together and formed into our ball, we need to get ready to chill it overnight. So I'm going to just take one of my plates. I'm going to cover it with parchment paper. Remember, I'm going to turn it so that it curls down. Alright, I'm going to take my dough and I'm going to start by dividing it into 2 pieces. Just going to twist in the middle. Okay. Then I'm going to take one and twist it again. So I've got 2 pieces. Alright, I'm just going to form it into a slight disc shape here. Okay, so take a look at that. Place it on the plate, and then I'm going to do the same with my second one on the plate. I'm going to take this, split this big one into 2, and continue doing the same thing so that I have 4 small discs all on my plate. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this whole thing into a Ziploc baggie. Alright, so I'm going to take a gallon-sized Ziploc baggie, which will be available on the table. Alright, I'm going to slip this in. Alright, so you're just going to have to fold your parchment paper over and carefully slip it in. Alright, now I have my 4 little dough discs and they're ready to chill overnight. I'm just going to write down my hour on here and the color should be obvious from the plate.